Imagine walking into a place you own, a place built by your own hands, only to be turned away because of the color of your skin. That's the shocking reality for billionaire CEO Serena Vance. But what this hotel manager didn't know was that he was about to make a mistake that would cost him everything. The opulent lobby of the Grand Azure Hotel shimmered with crystal chandeliers and polished marble. Serena Vance, the billionaire CEO of Vance Luxury Resorts, walked through the grand entrance, her casual attire contrasting sharply with the hotel's lavish decor. She was here for an unannounced inspection, wanting to experience her newest acquisition from a guest's perspective. However, as she approached the reception desk, she was met with a dismissive gaze from the hotel manager, Arthur Finch. Arthur, a middle-aged white man with a condescending smile, glanced at Serena's attire and then back at his computer screen. "May I help you?" he asked, his tone laced with thinly veiled impatience. Serena, her voice calm and composed, requested a room. "I'd like to check in, please. I have a reservation under the name Vance." Arthur didn't bother to check the system. He simply shook his head. "I'm sorry, ma'am, but we're fully booked. Perhaps you'd be more comfortable at a less exclusive establishment?" Serena's eyes narrowed. "Are you certain?" "Absolutely," Arthur replied, his smile turning smug. "Now, if you'll excuse me, I have actual guests to attend to." Unbeknownst to Arthur, several guests were witnessing the exchange, their expressions shifting from polite interest to growing unease. Serena, her patience wearing thin, pulled out her phone and made a call. "Security, this is Vance," she said, her voice cutting through the lobby's ambient music. "I need you at the front desk immediately." Arthur's smile faltered. "Vance? What do you mean, Vance?" "Before we continue this shocking story, make sure you're subscribed. You won't want to miss the dramatic confrontation that's about to unfold." Security personnel arrived within moments, their presence commanding attention. Serena, her voice now laced with a steely resolve, addressed Arthur. "Arthur Finch, you have just denied service to the owner of this hotel. I am Serena Vance, CEO of Vance Luxury Resorts." Arthur's face paled. I didn't know," he stammered, his eyes darting around the lobby. "I assumed." "You assumed what, Mr. Finch?" Serena interrupted, her voice sharp. "That because of my appearance, I didn't belong here?" The guests, their eyes wide with shock, watched as the situation escalated. Arthur, his arrogance replaced by a desperate attempt to salvage his career, tried to apologize, to explain, but Serena wasn't having it. "Your assumptions have cost you your job, Mr. Finch," she declared, her voice cold. Security escorted him off the premises. As Arthur was led away, his protests echoing through the lobby, Serena turned to the stunned guests. "I apologize for the disturbance," she said, her voice regaining its composure. "This kind of behavior will not be tolerated in any of my establishments." The incident sparked a company-wide investigation into Arthur's management style. Serena, determined to root out any trace of discrimination within her company, reviewed employee records, customer complaints, and security footage. What she found was a pattern of bias, a culture that subtly favored certain guests over others. She called a company-wide meeting, addressing her staff with a powerful message. "Our hotels are built on the principles of hospitality and respect," she declared, her voice resonating through the room. "Any employee who fails to uphold these principles has no place in our company." She announced a series of reforms, including mandatory diversity training, anonymous complaint systems, and a zero-tolerance policy for discrimination. She vowed to create a culture where every guest, regardless of their appearance, felt welcome and valued. Arthur, his reputation shattered, attempted to sue Serena for wrongful termination, claiming that he was a victim of reverse discrimination. The trial became a media spectacle, a battle between the old guard and the forces of change. Serena, her legal team armed with evidence of Arthur's discriminatory behavior, presented a compelling case. She emphasized the importance of accountability and the need for cultural change in the hospitality industry. The jury, moved by Serena's commitment to equality, found in her favor. Arthur's lawsuit was dismissed, his career in ruins. As the dust settled, Serena, her resolve strengthened by the trial, continued to champion diversity and inclusion within her company. But then, a shocking revelation surfaced. A hidden file, discovered during the investigation, revealed that Arthur's discriminatory behavior was not an isolated incident. It was part of a larger, more insidious plan. The file revealed that a rival hotel chain, desperate to undermine Vance luxury resorts, had infiltrated the company, planting employees like Arthur to sabotage its reputation. Their goal was to create a culture of discrimination, to drive away customers, and to ultimately destroy Serena's empire. Serena, her trust betrayed, found herself facing a new enemy, a shadowy organization that sought to exploit the very principles she held dear. She had to find a way to expose their plot, to protect her company, and to ensure that justice prevailed. The battle for equality had just become a battle for survival. As Serena delved deeper into the rival hotel chain's infiltration, she discovered a chilling truth. The sabotage wasn't just about financial gain. It was about control. The rival chain, Apex Hospitality, was not just a competitor. It was a front for a powerful clandestine organization with a much broader agenda. Apex Hospitality, under the guise of luxury and exclusivity, was using its hotels as hubs for information gathering and manipulation. They were targeting high-profile guests, influential figures, and even government officials, using their access to gather sensitive information and subtly influence their decisions. And even more shocking, Arthur Finch wasn't just a pawn. He was a key player, a sleeper agent planted years ago, deeply embedded within Vance luxury resorts. His discriminatory behavior wasn't just a reflection of his personal biases. It was a calculated strategy to identify and isolate vulnerable guests, those who could be easily manipulated. The hidden file revealed that Apex Hospitality was using advanced technology, hidden within the hotel's infrastructure, to monitor guest conversations, track their movements, and even subtly alter their perceptions. They were creating a network of influence, a web of control that extended far beyond the walls of their hotels. Serena realized that she wasn't just fighting for her company's reputation. She was fighting against a shadowy organization that sought to control the very fabric of society. She had to find a way to expose their plot, to dismantle their network, and to protect the guests who had unknowingly become pawns in their game. But Apex Hospitality was powerful, its influence reaching into the highest echelons of government and industry. They were aware of Serena's investigation, and they were prepared to eliminate any threat to their control. The stakes escalated dramatically. Serena found herself trapped in a dangerous game of cat and mouse, navigating a world of hidden agendas and technological manipulation. She had to rely on her instincts, her intelligence, and the few trusted allies she could still reach. She discovered that the key to dismantling Apex Hospitality's network lay within the hotel's central control system, a system that was designed to manage everything from room temperature to security protocols. But it was also the gateway to their surveillance and manipulation technology. Serena realized that she had to infiltrate the system, to expose their secrets, and to dismantle their control from within. But doing so would put her in direct danger, exposing her to the very technology they were using to manipulate their targets. The battle lines were drawn. Serena, alone and vulnerable, found herself facing an enemy that could control minds and manipulate reality. Serena, her heart pounding with a mixture of fear and determination, knew she had to infiltrate the Grand Azure's central control system. She was stepping into the lion's den, directly into the heart of Apex Hospitality's operation. With the help of a trusted tech expert, a former employee who had become disillusioned with Apex's methods, she bypassed the hotel's security protocols and accessed the system's core. What she found was a chilling network of interconnected systems, a digital web that extended far beyond the hotel's walls. It was a sophisticated surveillance and manipulation tool, capable of monitoring conversations, tracking movements, and even subtly influencing guests' perceptions through subliminal audio and visual cues. She discovered that Apex Hospitality was using the hotel as a hub for their operations, targeting high-profile guests, politicians, CEOs, even foreign dignitaries, to gather sensitive information and manipulate their decisions. They were playing a long game, building a network of influence that could reshape the world order. But the most shocking discovery was the perception engine, a hidden program within the system that allowed them to rewrite memories and alter perceptions. This technology was being used to create false narratives, to sow discord and distrust, and to destabilize governments and institutions. Serena realized that she wasn't just fighting for her company. She was fighting for the very fabric of reality. She had to expose Apex Hospitality's plot to dismantle their network and to reclaim the truth. She began to upload the evidence she had gathered, recordings of manipulated conversations, tracking data, and even fragments of the perception engine's code, to a secure, anonymous server, preparing to expose them to the world. But Apex Hospitality was aware of her intrusion. They activated their countermeasures, locking down the system and sending their operatives to intercept her. A high-stakes chase ensued, a battle of wits and technology, as Serena navigated the labyrinthine corridors of the Grand Azure, pursued by Apex's ruthless agents. She found herself trapped in the hotel's hidden control center, a room filled with servers and monitors, the heart of their operation. Here she confronted the leader of Apex Hospitality, a charismatic and ruthless figure known only as the Architect. The Architect revealed their grand design: to reshape the world according to their vision, to create a reality where they held absolute control. They believed that they were bringing order to chaos, that they were guiding humanity towards a brighter future. Serena, her voice filled with righteous anger, countered their arrogance. She argued that their methods were a violation of human dignity, a betrayal of the very principles they claimed to uphold. She vowed to expose their plot and dismantle their network. A fierce battle erupted, a clash of ideologies and technologies. Serena, using her intelligence and resourcefulness, managed to overload the perception engine, disrupting their control network and exposing their manipulations to the world. The hotel, once a symbol of luxury and exclusivity, became a battleground for truth and justice. Guests, unaware of the hidden war being waged around them, began to experience glitches in their perceptions, fragments of manipulated memories surfacing, exposing the reality of Apex Hospitality's control. The evidence Serena uploaded went viral, sparking a global outcry. Governments and institutions, realizing the extent of Apex Hospitality's influence, launched investigations, dismantling their network and arresting their operatives. The Architect, their grand design shattered, was apprehended, their network exposed, and their control dismantled. The Grand Azure, once a hub of manipulation, became a symbol of resistance, a testament to the power of truth and the resilience of the human spirit. Serena, her company's reputation restored, used her platform to advocate for transparency and accountability in the hospitality industry. She established a foundation to support victims of manipulation and to promote ethical technology. The world had been shaken, its illusions shattered, but it had also been awakened. The fight for truth and justice had just begun, and Serena Vance, the woman who had dared to challenge a powerful organization, became a symbol of hope, a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming odds, the human spirit, when ignited by truth and compassion, could prevail. And the truth, once hidden, was now free.